Tonight at 5, a travel nightmare that just won't end. Southwest Airlines canceling more than 60% of its flights today alone. What to do if your flight among them.
Plus, you may have noticed an explosion of gyms and fitness centers popping up across Madison. We'll take a closer look at what could be causing the trend.
And J.J. Watt announces his retirement. We'll take a look back at the former Badgers NFL career. You're watching News 3 now at 5. The nightmare continues for travelers hoping to make it home before the start of the new year. Southwest Airlines canceling more than 3,000 flights today alone.
Unclaimed luggage is piling up in airports from Denver and Orlando to New York and Chicago. Southwest says extreme weather is to blame for the delays and cancellations. But pilots say the real issue has nothing to do with the weather. Isabel Rosales breaks down how long the chaos could last.
We had to wait in a line that was 4 hours, and we're still in line.
This holiday travel nightmare far from over for Southwest customers.
I'm beyond frustrated and hurt because I can't see my dad.
Thousands of families still stranded across the country. Their luggage piling up, boiling anger and frustration with Southwest.
They don't answer the phone.
There's no option to rebook anything online.
It's a waiting game to rebook, in person and on hold.
Your current estimated wait is 132 minutes.
But even new flights canceled again. Southwest apologizing. Its CEO tells the Wall Street Journal it will operate at just a third of its flight schedule into New Year to catch up. The company blaming the recent winter storm for getting flight crews out of place.
We will do everything that we need to do to right the challenges that we've had right now.
But the head of Southwest Pilots Association says the real culprit is the outdated scheduling software.
We have been telling them this for years. Our software can't keep track of it. So they don't know where we are. They don't know where airplanes are.
It's the worst disruption he's seen in his 16-year career.
It's frustrating for the pilots, the flight attendants, and especially our passengers.
The U.S. Department of Transportation set to investigate the massive cancellations. Little comfort to passengers, out of patience and options as prices soar to get back home. I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Airline CEO Bob Jordan acknowledged the scheduling and tech issues in a message to employees, promising that the company will modernize.
The local high school basketball team was among those who had to change their travel plans because of Southwest cancellations. The Vel Phillips Memorial High School boys basketball team was on their way to Florida for a holiday tournament when their Southwest Airlines flight out of Midway was canceled just 20 minutes before they were supposed to take off. With less than 24 hours from tip-off of their first game in the tournament, the team decided to hop a bus for a 16-hour drive to Florida.
We wanted to get down here for the boys because they wanted to really play. So that's why we tried to make it work. You know, we could have found 3 more games, but I think they really wanted to come. And I said, I got a lot of banquet talk now, so I got a lot of things to talk about at the banquet. A lot of stories. There'll be a lot of stories out of this.
Now, the team anticipated getting to the tournament just minutes before tip-off. Andrew Banstra will have more on their whirlwind travel coming up at 6.
The Better Business Bureau is sharing some tips on what to do if your flight gets canceled. They say it's important to save receipts for extra expenses like a hotel room. You may be able to submit them to airlines or your credit card company for reimbursement. If your flight gets canceled, you are entitled to a full refund. That includes baggage fees. If the airline offers you a voucher, ask about expiration dates and blackouts, and you can also ask for a cash refund instead. It doesn't quite feel like it yet, but warmer weather is on the way. Julian Seawright is on the weather patio with the details. Julian?
Oh man, Susan, you definitely said it, because it doesn't feel like we've seen improvements in terms of the temperatures here, though we have. And thank you, Madison, for giving us a beautiful sunset here for our Tuesday. But folks, those winds are keeping things feeling rather freezing once again. 20 degrees right now, and honestly, this is going to be one of the coldest it will be for tonight, because we're going to continue to rise into those middle 20s overnight. But those wind gusts are going to keep things feeling rather chilly and frigid overnight. So make sure that you're limiting your time outdoors, because it's still going to be bitterly cold. We're looking at 24 miles per hour winds gusting in Madison, with upper 20s between Monroe and Janesville as of right now, which is bringing those wind chills to feel like the single digits throughout Madison, for Monroe, Janesville, and for Platteville alike. So many of us are still going to be dealing with bitterly cold temperatures. But on the surface, we have seen improvements, because yesterday we were in the teens, close to the single digits. Now we're into the 20s, and we're going to get warmer, but it's still just not good enough, or at least it's just not getting here just yet. Now tonight, we already hit our low. We're going to be seeing temperatures slide back into the mid-20s overnight, but many of us in southern Wisconsin are also just going to be dealing with varying cloud cover and those middle to upper 20s. So it's still going to be cold, but at least for tomorrow, we are going to be tracking some warmer weather to start the rest of our week. We'll dive into this and how you can be impacted in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. Big announcement from a former Badger star today, J.J. Watt, retiring from the NFL. He made that announcement on Twitter earlier today, saying he had played his final ever NFL home game. The Pewaukee native spent 2 seasons with the Badgers and was part of the 2010 Rose Bowl team. He was a first-round pick of the Houston Texans in 2011, won NFL Defensive Player of the Year award 3 times. J.J. also won the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award in 2017 for raising more than $40 million to help Texas recover from Hurricane Harvey. Watt has spent the last 2 seasons playing for the Arizona Cardinals. Health experts are predicting COVID-19, the flu, and RSV will make a strong comeback as we start the new year, all because of holiday travel and gatherings. COVID-19 remains a concern, with around 300 Americans dying every day, and experts predict RSV, strep, and the common cold will infect an increased number of people in the new year. These respiratory illnesses are driving up demand for children's medicines, and some pharmacy shelves are now empty. Health experts say in a pinch, adult medication can sometimes be adapted for pediatric use.
For the kids that are able to swallow pills and the dose works out properly, sure. Usually once kids get over 110, 120 pounds, that's going to match up with an adult dose.
The health experts caution before offering an adult medication, parents should talk to their pediatrician to avoid exceeding the recommended dosage.
Police arrested a driver after witnesses say he almost hit several people at an East Madison grocery store. It happened on East Washington Avenue just before 9 o'clock this morning. Officers say the 36-year-old man was speeding through a parking lot and nearly hit several bystanders. Tire deflating devices were used, but the man kept driving. The man eventually stopped to pick up a passenger who was in the store and was arrested for an OWI.
Well, this past midterm election had a few surprises. Democrats, in many cases, weathered a red wave that was expected in November.
So what happened? Political reporter Will Keneally posed that question to key lawmakers. Will?
That's right. So not only was this election the first midterm of the Biden presidency, but it was also the first midterm with former President Donald Trump out of office. But Trump still made an appearance in Wisconsin, endorsing candidates up and down the ballot. So we asked, what is his influence in the state?
Oh, it's way, way down from where it was.
That's where Assembly Speaker Robin Vos sees the trajectory of Trump enthusiasm in Wisconsin.
I would say it was at the peak in our primary back in August and September, where, of course, you had the president endorsing people in our primaries.
But Vos points to the scoreboard in the months since. He beat a Trump-backed primary opponent in August by just a few hundred votes.
I was successful. That was good. That took a little bit of air out of his sails. He continued on through the general election, and we now see that many of the people that he chose nationwide were unsuccessful.
And that played out in Wisconsin, too, where the Trump-backed gubernatorial candidate lost. So how did Republicans lose in a year that was supposed to be good for them?
We got a little hint of that in May when the decision was leaked early.
That's when the Supreme Court decision was leaked, the decision that would ultimately overturn Roe v. Wade.
Around the country has really shifted politics in states in ways that we might not have anticipated.
Conventional wisdom would say that Wisconsin followed that trend, but Governor Evers, who won re-election this year, thinks it was more.
What we've done for public schools, what we've done, during the pandemic, what we've accomplished around fixing roads, broadband.
He said those Wisconsin-specific issues are what helped push him across the finish line. That said, he will still have to work with a Republican legislature.
Yes, we're a purple state. We're going to fight over issues. We're going to be angry. We're going to be happy. We're going to do, there are things that I know that Republicans want to accomplish that I want to accomplish, like more shared revenue, more money for our schools, fixing our roads, broadband. And so we'll continue to work hard to make sure we get as many wins for the people of Wisconsin.
And just last week, Evers met with Republican leaders, who he has often been at odds with.
So my goal is to make sure that we, again, hit that refresh button and try to have a discussion of finding areas that we can actually find some consensus on, as opposed to spending all of our time arguing.
So Voss said after the meeting that it was a positive sign and a good first step. This comes as the two will face a litany of budget negotiations these coming months.
Will, thank you. As the holiday season wraps up, you may be wondering, what do you do with your Christmas tree? How do you dispose of it? Madison's tree collection runs January 3rd through the 17th, weather permitting. Don't forget to remove tree stands, decorations, tree bags, and make sure it's on an accessible spot on the curb. If you have a fresh wreath or a garland, don't place it with the tree. You'll need to throw those away.
And if you want a more creative way to get rid of your tree, donate it to the Oxnard Park Zoo in Baraboo. Every year, the zoo collects trees to give its animals something to enjoy. The goats and pigs typically just eat the trees, while the beavers and bears rip them apart to use as bedding.
And it's a lot of fun because a lot of people like to come and point out their trees and which tree is in what exhibit.
Now, if you'd like to donate, leave your tree in the zoo's parking lot by the Brown Maintenance Shed. There are some guidelines for the trees. No tinsel, fake snow, or spray paint. No flame retardant sprays either. Also, make sure there are no ornaments, hooks, or other decorations. The zoo also plans to post pictures and videos on Facebook of the animals enjoying those trees.
Well, if you're thinking about heading to the gym in the new year, you're not alone. Local fitness leaders say the number of people regularly exercising at the gym is growing.
And Tahlil Mahadeen spoke with a local gym and joins us to share why they say post-COVID, things are going really well. Tahlil?
Eric and Susan, leaders at the Princeton Club, say their comeback is even stronger than they anticipated. They say this year they've done more workouts as a company than they have in any other year over their 35 years in the business. Princeton Club President Andy Haugen says, in a way, they have COVID to thank for the new business.
That puts so much focus on people's health, and so it brought it back to, like, what can I do? What steps can I take to actually improve my overall well-being? And so for us, that's why this past year was so exciting, because we saw the amount of people exercising go up so dramatically.
Haugen says Princeton Club is also seeing a wider array of people exercising at the gym, from 18-year-old athletes to 90-year-olds working on their mobility. They're also seeing more people taking advantage of trainers, both in groups and on one-on-one sessions. Haugen also says despite the many options available to exercise at home, people still value the highs and buys at the gym and sense of community.
It makes a difference, Tahlil. Thank you. An artist brought some brightness to Ukraine during the darkness of war. After repeated blackouts during these shorter days of winter, Jerry Hofstetter, who is known for projecting massive pictures around the world, at Christmas used his own generator to project huge images of hope on buildings around the city of Kyiv, including the colors of the Ukrainian flag, Christmas decorations, and peace doves. 9 million Ukrainians remain without electricity.
The next at 5, Julian tells us exactly when we can expect those warmer temperatures.
Plus the latest from Buffalo, New York, as communities continue to dig out from a major winter storm. And later, take a look at this, a shop on the shore of Lake Michigan covered in a foot of ice after the latest round of winter weather. We'll hear from the owner of that shop coming up tonight at 6.
Markets back open to some mixed results. The Dow up almost 38, but the NASDAQ falls 145. S&P 500 down 15.5. And we'll be right back.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm going to gag or I'm going to go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like you got to leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I use these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
It's that time of the year, New Year's resolutions and packed local gyms. How things are different now after 2 years of COVID. Then a local basketball team has to find a new ride to their tournament after a flight was canceled. We'll have their story tonight at 6.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. Keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
New at 5, police in Kenosha County are investigating after a woman was found dead outside of an assisted living center. Police were called to Parkside Manor December 19th. Officers say the 89-year-old lived at the facility, and they believe she died from being exposed to extremely cold temperatures. Investigators say they may refer criminal charges to the district attorney's office.
A dangerous winter storm is being blamed for the deaths now. More than 50 people, and more than half were reported in Buffalo. Cars litter the streets there. The wind and snow did some extreme damage, exposing people to the freezing cold. At least 28 people have died in Buffalo so far. A driving ban is now in effect, but rescue crews have been forced to snake around many abandoned vehicles simply to respond to those emergencies.
We're constantly going down a street and we think it's a snowdrift or a snow pile, and it's actually a car buried underneath there.
Well, the weather also blamed for power outages in North Carolina, water problems in Mississippi, and also in Oklahoma. And now a new storm system is dropping snow and rain across the West Coast. Well, let's get a look at our certified most accurate weather. Here's Julian Seawright joining us with a complete look at the forecast. Maybe a little bit of a warm-up coming. Julian?
That's right, and that's kind of an understatement. We're going to be seeing temperatures well above seasonable starting tomorrow, but it's going to go into over the next 10 days as well. From the upper Midwest and areas to the east of the United States, we're going to be seeing temperatures that are going to be well above seasonable. Now, this is 10 to even 15 degrees above normal for this time of year, and especially heading into the first week of January. But with these temperatures warming up, just remember, folks, we still have some snow on the ground and some ice as well. We're going to be expecting that to melt, and on top of it, could make some slick spots in the early mornings and overnight, but it's also going to be a slushy mess, especially once we get into the new year. Outside of that, here's the 3 things we'll need to know. It's going to be breezy the next few days. Temperatures will be mild, as I mentioned, 30s to 40s for the rest of the week, and especially heading into next week as well. But we do have a couple opportunities to shed off some of this dry streak that we'll have with some shower opportunities, but it's not going to be a whole lot of washout opportunities for us here in southern Wisconsin. Now, we did have Lake Mendota officially freeze over, but with these temperatures on the up and up, here's some things we'll need to know, because we're not going to be looking at it to be frozen heading into the new year, at least to start. Make sure that if you are going to be participating on the frozen ice, tomorrow's probably not going to be the best day to do it, but make make sure you use the buddy system and watch for areas or weak spots on the ice in itself. Now, moving along, as we take a look at our radar, we can see that system as bringing in any kind of snowfall is mainly to the far northern parts of Wisconsin, over near Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. So we're not going to be dealing with any kind of activity for tonight, but temperatures themselves are going to be an improvement from what we had yesterday. Though with those winds picking up, it's not going to really feel like it. By the numbers, we're going to be into the middle to upper 20s throughout all of southern Wisconsin. Our low, we already hit, and that was just earlier this evening where we were into the lower 20, but overnight we will start to see those temperatures steadily increase overnight into tomorrow morning. Now, temperatures tomorrow are going to be into the upper 30s. We're looking for the cloud cover not to be blanketing us most of our Wednesday, which is going to be nice. We're going to see plenty of sunshine and some clouds, but on top of it, temperatures that will be above freezing. However, it's still going to be a bit of the breezy day for us. Those winds are not going to really taper off much from overnights going into our Wednesday, and especially once we get into Wednesday afternoon and evening hours, we can still see some gusts that are going to be within the around 20 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour range. Outside of that, though, best opportunity to see some any kind of rain chances will be coming into our Thursday, especially around our Thursday evening around 5 o'clock, but it's going to be some pocket showers. Overall, things are still going to be rather dry. Now, again, we are going to be seeing those winds not really tapering off much throughout the rest of the next couple of days until we get into about Friday, and even then, it's still going to be rather breezy. Here's a look at what we're seeing in terms of those temperatures heading into the new year, looking into the lower 40s and to the upper 30s. We do have some rain chances overnights near midnights, but things are still going to be rather dry for the most part. Maybe a little damp for some areas, but overall, nothing too crazy. Now, as we take a look at our traffic cam for 12 and 18, rather smooth as we're getting into the rest of this evening, and conditions have improved on the eastern side of the Beltline, but westbound now is a little bit of a slow spot. So make sure that you're prepared for some delays if you were going to be traveling west. It's going to do it for our weather and traffic. Back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. A police officer had to jump to safety on an Ohio highway after a pickup truck was barreling at him out of control. This happened on Christmas Day in Willoughby, Ohio, northeast of Cleveland. You can see they got a lot of lake effect snow there. The dash cam on the police cruiser captures the moment a Toyota Tundra nearly hit the officer as he was helping a driver who had been in an accident. Luckily, no one was injured, but the driver of that truck was ticketed for failure to control and was issued a court date. Coming up, we'll take a look back at some of the top business stories that made headlines in 2022. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s was a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit, and and I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Inflation brought new troubles to American households in 2022.
The Fed fought back with higher interest rates, and the tech industry faced mass layoffs. Michael George looks back at the year's business news.
The war in Ukraine triggered shockwaves in the oil market. Prices soared, bringing windfall profits to oil companies, but pain to consumers.
I pay $175 to fill up this car.
Along with higher prices at the pump, Americans faced price hikes for food, electricity, and rent. The Federal Reserve stepped in to fight inflation with higher interest rates, and Wall Street dipped into a bear market for the first time since 2020.
I'm down big. It's amazing. Where I was 2 years ago, it's incomparable to where I am today.
The unemployment rate ended the year at 3.7%, close to a 53-year low. But the tech industry began mass layoffs. Amazon and Meta both cut thousands of jobs.
I pulled out my phone, couldn't log into work chat, couldn't log into our internal sites.
The industry's biggest dust-up was at Twitter. After Elon Musk bought the social media company for $44 billion, he cut nearly half the workforce, and hate speech swamped the platform.
I think it's just turned into this free-for-all for misinformation.
The collapse of the $32 billion FTX cryptocurrency exchange shook financial circles and left investors in the cold.
I am probably never going to trust any exchange anymore. I'm only going to keep money in my hard wallet.
The company's CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, was arrested in the Bahamas and charged with multiple financial crimes.
This is one of the biggest financial frauds in American history.
The government airlifted baby formula from Europe after a factory shutdown led to a severe shortage.
I look at the bottle that he didn't quite finish, and I think, should I save that? Will he have enough for the morning?
Workers launched unionizing campaigns at corporate giants, including Starbucks, Apple, and Amazon.
Today, the people have spoken, and the people wanted a union.
President Biden signed a bill to prevent railroad workers from going on strike just before the holiday season.
Rail shutdown would have devastated our economy.
120. Christie's dropped the hammer on the biggest sale in auction history. The private collection of Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen raked in $1.5 billion.
Thank you.
And the founder of Patagonia gave away his $3 billion company, transferring ownership to a trust, a nonprofit that will fund environmental protection.
Not a lot of people understand how serious we are about saving this planet. I'm dead serious.
The founder said he hopes to model a new version of capitalism. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And we're back with a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
It's a great time for your next upgrade from your appliance destination. Right now at Menards. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Upgrade your home with quality, energy-efficient appliances from Menards. We offer the lowest prices with the largest in-stock appliance selection, ready to take home today. Save big money on your entire appliance upgrade right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our New Year's Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this New Year at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This New Year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. So if under-eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this New Year and see that younger-looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Why get the updated COVID-19 vaccine? Because life's a little better when we're all boosted. It's the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19's most serious effects, especially if you're over 50 or have a weaker immune system. Give your health a boost. Find the updated COVID-19 vaccine near you at dhs.wisconsin.gov/vaccine.
This week, NASA released new photos of a winter wonderland on Mars. These photos capture the red planet's megadunes, covered in carbon dioxide, frost, and ice.
According to NASA, Mars also experiences cube-shaped snow that accompanies sub-zero temperatures, and in some areas, the red planet can get as low as negative 190 degrees Fahrenheit during winter. And I think that was our low last week.
Yes.
We felt like Mars.
May as well have been for us, but I'm glad we don't have to deal with that at least for the next couple of days. We could use a break from Mars-like winters. Now, we're going to see temperatures rising to the upper 30s, and 40s are going to be back and forth over the next couple of days, folks. It's something that we're going to really enjoy while we have it because we know how these winters get. We have a couple of shower chances, but overall, rather nice to open up the new year.
All right, CBS Evening News is up next, and then we'll return in 30 minutes for News Right Now at 6.